Now, part 6, the G-Men road trip hit the air and sea. In this year's fable of the G-Men in the sea, Marc, 5'10", 63, approximate BMI 35, and Noah, 5'11", I don't believe it, 36, approximate BMI 24, put their sights on driving across Australia, using the Great Ocean Road to create one of the classic road trip films of all time, where the only direction needed was to keep the Southern Ocean on your left.
Go straight ahead, and you make the left over the bridge.
That's a lovely accent you have. New Jersey?
Austria.
Austria? Well then, good day, mate. Let's put another shrimp on the barbie.
And it's expected with Noah's Emory fraternity brothers and Dr. G's former CE participants, they will have more followers on YouTube than Little Miss Sunshine and Easy Rider combined. The two started off in Melbourne, loaded with 6 liters of water, beef jerky, coffee cups without lids, and some peanuts. Downloaded with 4 audiobooks of various topics, from interpersonal relationships to the West Coast gang violence in the late 1990s. Both G-Men were listed on the rental contract. Just like in Rain Man, Senior G was not allowed to drive or touch the steering wheel without a significant reaction. Little did Junior G realize that the steering wheel was on the right in Australia. Since we were driving west and had to keep the ocean on the port side, Senior Navigator Marc captured the better views the majority of the trip.
Never touch the steering wheel when I'm driving. Do you hear me?
Yeah.
Do you hear me?
Of course, I don't have my underwear.
What?
Begins now. Ready for liftoff.
3, 2, 1.
One of the goals of the getaway was to utilize the new high-tech equipment, the Mavic 2 Pro drone, to capture aerial photographs and videos of the scenic areas. There was no time to prepare the drone since it was delivered 2 days before the trip, thus eliminating the possibility of practice before the trip to Australia. Despite obvious warning signs of poisonous snakes, average length 3 feet, approximately 24 pounds with a BMI of 10, or unsupported cliff edges, the G-Men took their chances to bring you the very best. At times the communication between them was strained or not clear, but they both agreed to leave caution to the wind and keep going. After several nods, they decided to go forward like Thelma and Louise into the Australian bush.
Let's not get caught. What are you talking about? Let's keep going. You sure? Yeah.
With the blink of an eye, they passed the halfway point in their journey. Big G wanted to document this historic event, but Little G wanted to push forward. When the Little G went to see a man about a horse, Big G seized the opportunity to do his first drive and doubled back for the photo. At some point, they began the audiobook Motherless Brooklyn, and Big G found it to be the most annoying sound and had to scream.
Guys! I twitch and shout a lot. Makes me look like a damn freak show.
Can't you ever cut that out?
I'm sorry. Touch it, Bailey.
Each day ended with a fuel stop and stayed in a historic motel. We met the original Mrs. Bates and her son Norman at every check-in. They took that simple 2-wheel drive Toyota down some rough trails and walked 3 miles beyond to play in the sand. They walked where many could not due to the heat and stifling sun. Even when the road was straight, Little G insisted on doing the driving. At 110 kilometers per hour, they pushed forward with the horizon in sight.
Well, you get mad when my clothes didn't fit, and I'd get real sore without a place to sit. But that don't bother me anymore. And how I used to get the blues just from a hole down in my shoes. But that don't bother me anymore. Oh, that don't bother me. That don't bother me. That don't bother me. That don't bother. That don't bother me anymore. I learned to let things be so they don't bother me. That don't bother. That don't bother me anymore.
All right, so quick update. We're filming this from the iPhone because Wally has lost the drone. He claims that it just disconnected, which doesn't happen. And so he is hiking across to the Rocky Isthmus to look for his drone. The birds are not happy about the invasion of his habitat. I'm just glad it was him, not me. It is a beautiful beach though. Good place to lose a drone.
Now let's take a moment to remember the original G-Man drone that was lost, and this was the last original image taken.
Oh, I used to be the jealous kind. Nothing would ease my worried mind, but that don't bother me. And how I used to get me down when my loving woman went about the town, but that don't bother me anymore. Oh, that don't bother me. That don't bother me. That don't bother me anymore. I learned to let things be so they don't.
Junior G, despite ample Google evidence from Dr. G, still does not believe that they saw an ostrich on the trip. No road trip would be complete without mooing over the cows with the newly acquired G2 drone. They drove past hundreds of thousands of acres of farmland with their bales of hay. Very often they searched to see the flight of the emu, with an average height of 4'7" and weight about 120 pounds with a BMI of 17, which is really tough since they only run in the face of humans. Every emu sighting would spark a heated debate between the emu versus ostrich, with an average height of 6'4", weight 200 pounds, BMI of 22.7. Populations in Australia and the difference. But both are flightless large birds, and the emu is indigenous to Australia and the ostrich Africa.
Well, you used to get mad when my clothes didn't fit, and I'd get real sore without a place to sit. But that don't bother me anymore. And how I used to get the blues just from a hole down in my shoes. But that don't bother me anymore. Oh, that don't bother me. That don't bother me. That don't bother me. That don't bother me anymore. I learned to let things be so they don't bother me. That don't bother me anymore. Oh, I used to be the jealous kind. Nothing would ease my worried mind, but that don't bother me anymore. And how I used to get me down when my loving woman went about the town, but that don't bother me.
Anxious about his presence.
That don't bother me anymore. I learned to let things be so they don't bother me. That don't bother me anymore.
The kangaroo in Australia has a very large, thick tail that they use for balancing, and like most marsupials, the kangaroos are herbivores and eat all day long.
I learned to let things be so they don't bother me. That don't bother me anymore.
As all good things do, the road trip finally came to an end at Perth. Over the journey, the G-Men drank 47 bottles of Diet Coke and ate countless Hungry Jack Whoppers and Rebel Burgers. Perth is an amazing city within a city. After 2 days and dozens of dumplings later, the road trip was officially over and it was time to begin our sea tour. With a short flight from Perth to Lombok, arriving at midnight, spending the night in a comfortable resort. This morning they crossed over the channel to Gili Island and instantly fell in love with the place. It reminded Big G of an adult spring break with the excitement of Key West on steroids. Little G went a little crazy and struck up a conversation with an occupational therapist from New Zealand, repeating "this is crazy" over and over again.
Are you gonna go for it?
This is crazy. This is crazy. This is...
Nearly every morning, Noah pushed himself to do the 4-mile run around the island. After his run, the G-Men would walk down the main road to Manta Dive to explore a simple wreck and dive in Turtle Bay. Like all good trips, this must come to an end.
Well, used to get mad when my clothes didn't fit, and I'd get real sore without a place to sit. But that don't bother me anymore. And how I used to get the blues just from a hole down in my shoes. But that don't bother me anymore. Oh, that don't bother me.
Unsure if he's still alive. Videoing this just so people can get context of how close his nose must be sitting under the water.
Oh, I used to be the jealous kind. Nothing would ease my worried mind. But that don't bother me anymore. And how I used to get me down when my loving woman went about the town. But that don't bother me anymore. Oh, that don't bother me. That don't bother me. That don't bother me. That don't bother me anymore. I learned to let things be, so they don't bother me. That don't bother me anymore.
Once again, the G-Men and C, and now Air, are living on the edge of adventure.